Hello students, today we are going to learn about ninth standard science lesson, that is Animal Kingdom. On this earth, millions of organisms are present. Nearly 1.5 million species of organisms are present on this earth. It is not easy to learn about all those organisms as such. So, we need certain arrangement based on their similarities and differences. Okay, if we arrange all these organisms into groups means it will be easy to learn. Okay, for this, the first step was taken by a Sweden botanist called Carl Linnaeus. So for this arranging all the organisms into groups, the first step was taken by Carl Linnaeus. He was a Sweden botanist. Carl Linnaeus was Sweden botanist. He only introduced the term taxonomy. Taxonomy means arranging the organisms into groups based on similarities and differences. So he used to arrange all the organisms present on the earth based on their similarities and also differences into different groups. This arrangement we called it as taxonomy. And Carl Linnaeus also introduced the term binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature means here bi means two, bi means two, nomial means name, nomenclature means arrangement. Arranging the organism with two names. So the two names are, the first one is generic name and then second one is species name. First one is generic name and second one is species name. So all the organism present on this earth is having two names. These two names we called it as scientific name of an organism. I'll tell you an example. Psittacula euphatra. Psittacula euphatra is the scientific name of big Indian parrot. Okay, so Psittacula is a generic name and euphatra is a species name. So he also introduced how to write these two names. Okay, Psittacula, I told you that Psittacula is a generic name. The first letter of this Psittacula, that means P, here P is silent, P is written in capital. So this must be written in capital, and Euphatra is a species name. This must be written in small letter. Okay, so Carl Linnaeus introduced two things, that is taxonomy and also binomial nomenclature. Taxonomy means arranging the organism into various groups based on similarity and differences. Binomial nomenclature means naming the organism with two names, that is generic name and species name. Next we will see the five kingdom classification. The five kingdom classification, all the living organism present in the world or comes under this five kingdom classification. And this five kingdom classification was first introduced by R.H. Whittaker. This was first introduced by a scientist R.H. Whittaker in the year 1969. So he is R.H. Whittaker. He only introduced the five kingdom classification. He classified all the organism into five groups. He classified all the organism into five groups. The first one is Monera, and second one is Protista, third one is fungi, and fourth one is Plantae, fifth one is Animalia. Here in this five kingdom classification, the organisms are grouped from simplest organism to complex organism. Okay, So simple to complex organisms are the classification of five kingdom classification. First, if you are taking this Monera. Monera, in this Monera kingdom, the prokaryotic organisms are present. Okay, Monera, in Monera group, all the prokaryotes will be present in Monera group. What do you mean by prokaryote? Here, if you split into pro and karyote means, in science term, karyote means nucleus, pro means before. So this type of organism, they won't possess well developed nucleus. Monera group of organism do not possess well developed nucleus. So before the stage of nucleus only present, that means nuclear material won't be present in Monera. Not a prompt nucleus is present in this group of organism. And second one is Protista. Both this Monera and Protista are unicellular organism. First two kingdoms are made up of only one celled organism. And then third one is fungi. Fungi, plantae and animalia all are having multicells. Fungi, plantae, animalia are multicellular organism. And especially if you are taking that fungi means fungi are heterotrophs. Fungi are heterotrophs. Heterotrophs means they can't prepare their own food material by themselves. They used to depend on some other organism for their food. And the next one is plantae. Plantae are autotrophs. Autotrophs means they can prepare their own food material. And one more special thing is these two organisms, that means these two kingdoms are having cell wall. So fungi and plantae are having cell wall. And fifth kingdom is animalia. This type of organisms are not having cell wall, without the cell wall. So the organism present in the animalia group, they don't have cell wall. So these are all the five kingdoms based on R.H. Whitaker: Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia.